to my knowledge, you are from Trinidad, born and raised. You still live there now.
Yeah.
You're in NYC pursuing your dreams.
Basically, living my dream.
Living your dreams. Excuse me, living your dreams.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know, give us a little bit of insight on how you got into the music business in Trinidad.
Well, I grew up in a very musical family. My entire family was always into music. My mother actually is a professionally trained opera singer.
Oh wow.
Yeah, my older brothers and cousins used to play instruments. My older brother used to manage rock bands and different things back home. So the musical inspiration was always there, you know, to get into it or to be able to jump into it to a certain level. And then in the early 90s, mid 90s, I was exposed to this great art form called hip hop. And it kind of spoke to me a certain way that a lot of the other genres of music didn't. And especially back home, we're from the land of soca and calypso, you know, and a lot of times it's festival music. So
Dance music.
Yeah, you know, so it's always based more around carnival. And I thought that, you know, hip hop was something that you could share a different light. You could express different things and talk about different things which you couldn't with soca music, you know.
Okay, and when did you start taking the business aspect of music? Because you are the CEO of record company.
Yeah, Highway Records.
Okay,
yeah.
You have artists, you manage them, you do the productions. When did the whole business aspect of music come in?
Well, coming up, I was just trying to get my name out as an MC, and I ended up hooking up with a group called Spot Rushers. And in like 2002, 2003, we became, you know, one of the most recognized hip hop groups in the Caribbean.
Nice.
And through that, I learned the business. You know, through the ups and downs of being with a group, I learned the business. I learned about, you know, selling CDs and merchandise and different things. And when we all separated on our own, I decided to start my company with my business partner, Stuart Fortuny. And I basically used what I learned while in the group, while going through that, and applied it to my new business.
And we got Highway Records.
We got Highway Records.
And what do you guys consist of? I hear you guys have artists, producers. I heard a singer on one of your tracks.
Yeah.
You know, let us know a little bit about Highway Records.
Well, Highway Records, of course, based back home in Trinidad, we're a record company, label, studio, and a store. And we have 3 different artists signed to the label. We have 2 rappers, a young hip hop artist, 18 years old, by the name of Lil Saint. We have another artist called Kane, and then we have John, who is the singer you were talking about, who is basically like neo soul music.
Yeah, he's got a beautiful voice.
Yeah, he does.
Shout out to John.
Yeah, big up John, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay, and what are you doing to further the careers of not only yourself, but the artists on Highway Records?
Well, basically last year, we signed all these artists at the end of 2009. And last year what we did was, with my exposure that I have as an artist already back in Trinidad, I collaborated with the artists that we signed, and I put out singles. They were my singles, so we used these singles to release the artists. So Kane, I did a song with Kane and Lil Saint called Hitmaker, Killed the Radio. Then I did a song called Cold Blooded with John, and the subsequent video, which was #1 in Trinidad for like 2 months straight.
Nice video, nice song.
Yeah, you don't know, check it out, YouTube that. And they started to build their own, after that they started to build their own awareness to the public, you know.
So you're really working together with the artists. You're not just the CEO. You're really in their careers.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm overseeing all of their projects, their mixtapes, and their albums. You know, just because of the experience I have doing it. Because I'm on my 3rd album, creating my own 3rd album, and I had about 2-3 albums.
And speaking of your 3rd album, The Glass Ceiling, can we know a little bit about that?
Definitely. The Glass Ceiling, my 3rd album, it actually comes from a saying that's based around women's rights.
Oh.
Yeah, there was the term glass ceiling comes that, you know, at a point in time, when it might still even exist, that there was only a certain level a woman could reach in business or in opportunities just because she was a woman. And it kind of translated back to what I do back home in Trinidad. I've reached the point where there's nothing for me to do again. I've already performed in front of thousands, had radio hits, had music video hits back home in Trinidad and the Caribbean. So it's time to bust through that glass ceiling and take it to the world. So
I like that.
you know what I mean. And then too, it's also there's a certain level as a hip hop artist, because remember I told you that it's soca and calypso. There's only a certain level that they will allow you to reach.
And you're gonna
back
break
home.
that.
I mean, gonna bust that.
I mean, apparently you're the premier artist in Trinidad. Let me rephrase myself. One of the premier artists in Trinidad, because there's plenty of people that do music. Shout out to all you guys. And you know, people really look up to you, and I hear that you're doing things with the children over there, trying to spread the music to them and teach them. Just let us know a few things that you're doing to give back to Trinidad through music.
Well, I wouldn't say children, but I mean young adults. Young adults, yeah, the youth, right. But we have our studio that's based, as I said, back home. And a lot of young acts come in and want to record, and I try to give them advice to the realities of the game and how to go about doing it. Because a lot of artists want to come in the studio and the only thing they're thinking about is, I want to get my song on the radio. I want to get my song on the radio. Right? And I try to show them how to work and promote and market themselves so that radio comes to them instead of them going to the radio.
So you're really teaching them the business.
Yeah, the business of art.
Okay, exactly, the business of art.